Have you ever heard about this word? Schadenfreude. It means taking pleasure in the misfortune of others. Ukraine war has become a source of Schadenfreude for some nations. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has caused an immense burden on the European Union's arms industry. Countries have poured their ammunition into Ukraine without considering their own security. Now, the EU is facing an arms crisis. It means they are running out of arms and ammunition. Countries are divided on how to solve this arms crisis. Meanwhile, France is looking to capitalize on this crisis. It is planning to mint billions using Ukraine war. Hi and welcome, you're watching Outright. We tell you the right side of the story. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for such outright videos. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine has highlighted the need for the EU to strengthen its defense. Given the high cost of arms production, the EU has sought to use a joint procurement fund to ramp up production of weapons and ammunition. The fund is known as the European Defence Industry Reinforcement through Common Procurement Act. And rightly so, since the Ukraine war started, every country has sent billions of dollars of military aid to Ukraine. The majority of it came from Poland, Germany, Italy, and France. However, there has been disagreement among the European Parliament's committees on how the fund should be used. A French-led group has been pushing to keep the funding within the EU, that is, the arms must be produced within the bloc and mainly by European firms. But other nations don't agree with this approach. Poland, Estonia, Portugal, Germany, all these nations are willing to rope in third countries as well. In simple terms, they want US, South Korea, and Japanese companies to fill any gaps in weapon production. On the contrary, the French MEPs argue that the fund should be used to strengthen European industries, while opponents point out that non-EU countries can provide valuable assistance in the production of weapons. But why is France adamant about keeping the money within the EU? Many countries allege that this approach would only benefit France, and they are not wrong. If this policy is adopted, a lion's share of this budget would go into France's pockets because France dominates the EU's arms industry. Every year it produces 25% of the EU's arms. France is third largest exporter of weapons across the world after US and Russia. Thierry Breton, Commissioner for Internal Market, who announced the plan last year, is also French. Unveiling the initiative, he said these investments funded by European taxpayers should benefit first and foremost European industry wherever that is possible. You would be wondering how much money is France aiming to mint out of Ukraine crisis. The fund currently holds 500 million euros. The new draft increases it to 1.5 billion euros, and this won't end here. All major players agree on one thing: the fund should be bigger, and France is looking to take the cake. This is meant to be a medium-term project. Most of the arms will go into production within the next 2 years. This is an opportunity for France to fill its coffers. It also shows that Paris is not keen on spending EU's money in US or Japan. A vote of the full parliament will possibly be held in June. It would decide the most likely outcome for the European Arms Act. As France puts forth their plan to generate billions, all eyes are now on Brussels and the European Parliament to decide the fate of this joint defense purchase vote. Further, French plans must have shaken the military arms complex of US, which is a major exporter of weapons to Ukraine. They would not like a loss in their business anyhow. The US would try always to not let French plans succeed.